What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your man DVS IMAAD coming to you one more time. Live right here on gsradio.com. This is Retired People's Behavior. And we are going to have a little conversation tonight. This music that you hear playing in the background is courtesy of Spinner and Johnny Dangerous. Thank you so much for allowing me permission to use it. I appreciate you. Omi Sonia Karaday, I love you. I want you to come on my show. I need you, Omi Sonia, to come on my show. I want to talk about all your new releases and your singing and everything. All right? We have your planet surrounded. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for sharing the video, and that's what I need everybody here to do right now. I need y'all to share this so that we can surround this planet. We need to be all around this planet. I turned that down a little bit.
Right here. This is going to be a little one.
Okay, now for everybody who's sitting there, I need y'all to bear with me because I'm about to read to y'all what tonight's topic is.
This up. You got to get this jumping.
Okay? You ready? First of all, before I get into this, I'm sorry. Shout out to Treehouse, much love and respect. Treehouse Kids, Treehouse Entertainment, much love to Humble. It's always the second Saturday. Big up to the Flow Party. It's the second Friday at Elevation. And Saturday is the Baby Powder Party with DJ Punch. And I host all of those. So I need each and every one of you guys to
Yo, and I'm going to need a moment of silence too in a minute.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. We'll do that. You want to do it this time? Okay.
I just want you to shout out to Linda Marie Taylor and my boy Ella. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yo,
Sorry.
I just want to give a shout out to Linda Marie and to the family. My boy lost his mom today. And,
Much respect
I just want, you know what I mean?
to the family.
Like Gina was my heart, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to take it, you know. I don't give a shout and they going through it. And
Absolutely.
I'll be through there later on when I'm done with this. I'm going to shoot through to the fam, so, you know.
Cool beans. Now, in case you have been buried under a rock somewhere, there are allegations against Senator Cory Booker, who got his start in politics for the most part right here in the city of Newark. And somebody posted this to Twitter. This is all verbatim. Everything that I'm about to read is verbatim. This young man, let me say that up front, that this is a man, did not add his name. He calls himself on Twitter Deep Throat. Shut up. Both of y'all shut up.
Oh,
I need
I need to repeat that though.
This is so worse.
That probably sneezed. I want to repeat that for people.
That is so worse.
I need, because we're not going to make fun of out this. We're not making fun of this. Please know that.
No.
It's just funny that this young man, after what he described in this tweet, chose to call himself Deep Throat.
Deep throat.
Okay? So y'all ready?
Get it?
Call your friends, tell them right now to tune in, send them the link on Facebook, whatever, and have them listen to the story. You gotta hear this. And the fun part about this whole shit right now is that right now there are community planning meetings in the city of Newark. And they will be for the rest of the week. But those are about water. But I think we need to talk about people touching folks too. The title of the tweet in this book that the young person posted on here is Cory Booker sexually assaulted me too. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit more. We'll turn it back up in a second.
We
On that Nixon shit. Listen, he done went past Nixon. He touching people. Okay.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I'm sorry, I gotta say
Let's
allegedly.
make sure we get that off the top.
Work.
Allegedly.
And I thought about that.
Allegedly, my man
Allegedly.
got sexually assaulted
These
by
are
Cory Booker.
accusations by Deep Throat against
You know what I'm saying?
Cory Booker.
And Booker done justice for me, so I'm gonna be the advocate for Booker.
Hey, Ronnie.
I'm gonna be Booker's advocate. So
That's okay. So I'm gonna read this, try to get through this as quickly as possible so we can get to this discussion.
let's do it.
All right, Cory Booker sexually assaulted Me Too, and why it won't matter to the Me Too movement. For all of you who know what the Me Too movement is, the movement for all the young women. Yeah, it's a hashtag thing that they do on social media, and it's to show solidarity for all of the women who have been sexually assaulted. But it's mostly used by women for the most part, which is why he says and why it won't matter to the Me Too movement. Yes, you read that right. The man who would be the modern incarnation of the Thracian gladiator. Yeah, he says all this.
Yo,
shit.
my name go in with this.
Thracian gladiator.
I'm ready for
gladiator.
this language, too.
Yeah, you might want to pull up a dictionary.
Pull up the sources out.
Yes, oh, we
Pull
saw
out the
it.
damn
Deep
thoracic.
throat.
Pull out a thoracic, because you want to
And that's alleged as well, because we don't know how deep this goes.
We don't even know.
That's alleged.
The nigga probably couldn't swallow a tic-tac-toe.
No, I am so not messing
He
with
couldn't
you.
take 2 beans out of a can.
I'm not dealing with that.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
None of his
Thracian
cigarettes
gladiator
got wrong filter.
turned rebellion leader once tried to aggressively force me to give him a blowing, his word, not mine, in my then workplace restaurant. That made me a hard
Blowy means
pill.
blowjob.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Blowy means blowjob.
Just in case.
I mean,
For us
I
Christian
think
folks out
blowy.
there, and us solidarity Muslims, that means blowjob, people.
Oh yeah, blowy is a hummer.
Kids, a hummer, a
Head,
BJ,
neck, whatever.
brain.
Brain. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, Mom.
That's the name Deep
Sorry.
Throat.
Now, he's saying that may be a hard pill to swallow, given Mr. Blue's distinguished.
See,
I know,
he's saying stuff. He
No
shouldn't
pun
say
intended.
stuff.
No pun intended. That may be a hard pill to swallow, given Mr. Booker's distinguished political pedigree as a champion of liberal, populist issues and marginalized communities.
Pause. Did you really say that?
He said all that.
All that, people. Use those words.
Thracian, marginalized, political pedigree, yeah.
This is just
But despite his whimsical penchant for theatrical displays of impassioned defiance, he's just another asshole. All of these are his words, not mine. The Me Too movement seems to only get black men. Apparently, because only Bill Cosby's in jail.
Yeah.
Now I know what you might be thinking if you're a Booker backer.
And only white women
again,
can get sexually assaulted.
That's
apparently.
not how it works. Booker backers.
Booker.
I've never heard that. Never ever
No,
heard.
Booker back, right?
That doesn't.
It don't.
That sounds like a sexual thing.
It don't.
Anyway, you're
Have you ever been
thinking.
Booker back?
I've never been Booker backer.
Oh my God.
You're thinking that I'm full of shit. But before you jump to that conclusion, let me tell you a little about myself. If we were to travel just 4 years back in time, you and I would find solidarity on the subject of Cory Booker. As a matter of fact, he was a hero of mine. I was and still am a liberal in principle with a record of voting exclusively for Democrats since I was 18, with the exception of the 2016 election cycle. But it was the summer of 2014 when Senator Booker visited my workplace that my political worldview began to shift. Did Booker come out yet? Not as far as I am aware. If he did, it was probably only the Gail. I think he might have told Gail. Because allegedly, they are always out together. Like when Gail comes to Jersey, it's to see Booker. I had a chance to meet and speak with him at some length in an informal group setting. I made it quite clear that I was a great admirer of his, especially with regard to his record of being an advocate of the LGBT community. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender community. I left the meeting prior to the rest of the group. Just as everyone was finishing up and went to the restroom, it was there that Booker and I bumped into each other again for what would prove to be a much less pleasant interaction. Here is a description of the incident as I described it to a lawyer. So yes, this is going to be something that you might be hearing again soon, unless Senator Booker pays it off and buries it in some bullshit or something like that, right? All right, so here's a description of the incident as I described it to a lawyer. I stopped to use one of the building's single occupancy restrooms. Upon washing my hands prior to leaving, I heard knocking on the door. When it comes to these restrooms, it's customary for someone is using it, even though there is an inner lock. When I opened the door, Mr. Booker was there. He smiled and very gregariously said, "Hey." We engaged in some brief idle chit-chat in the entryway, and then he asked me to speak in private. What happened next happened so fast that it was hard for me to comprehend what was going on. What was happening was such a version of one's natural daily routine that I hardly knew how to react. He pulled me into the restroom, albeit not too forcefully, and slowly pushed me against the restroom wall. He said that being a hero was a serious turn-on. Did Gail come out yet? Not that I am aware of, probably the Oprah, but and maybe the Cory, but she hasn't called me yet. Is my phone on?
That's deep. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, man.
So he continued, the Senate appreciates fine citizens like you, especially this senator. He then put his left hand on my groin over my jeans and began to rub. Why am I doing that?
I don't understand.
I seem to remember saying something like, what is happening? It was a bit like
That's what you were saying?
Vertigo. That's what he said. It was a bit like having vertigo. He then used his other hand to grab my left hand with his right hand and pulled it over to touch him. At the same time, he disengaged from rubbing me and used his left hand to push me to my knees from my shoulder for what was clearly a move to have me perform oral sex on him. At that point, I pulled away quite violently and told him I had to go. I did not see him again before he left. If you find that far-fetched,
Keep going.
if you find that far-fetched, then this next part might give you reason to dismiss the rest of this story completely. I am a gay man. If you're still with me, I should be clear that I am not making any suggestions contradicting Cory Booker's public stance on his own sexual orientation. In my experience, straight men are fairly non-discriminating in terms of their receptiveness to the prospect of oral sex. And despite the unusual cultural trends towards pathologizing people we don't know, I make no claim to know what Mr. Booker considers himself to be privately in terms of sexual labeling. But if I were to hazard a guess as to his motivation, I would say that he saw an opportune moment to exploit what he thought to be a devoted sycophant. But that turned out to be a serious miscalculation. Yeah. Vertigo. He said vertigo all the time.
He did.
And yeah, Steve, oh shit. Now, I realized that I had been pretty vague on the details, and there's a reason for that. I struggled with the history of abuse in my life going back as far as childhood, but I've been able to manage the enduring trauma for the most part. Just 3 years prior to my encounter with Mr. Booker, I was subjected to sexual harassment from an employer. Subsequent to disclosing the incident, I was swiftly fired despite providing definitive proof and involving a third-party investigation.
So this young man is just a piece of candy.
You
You just delicious. Everybody wants you, Mr. Deep Throat.
Stop.
He's stupid.
A piece of candy.
Did you say
Just
Mr.
in
Deep
time for
Throat?
Halloween?
Oh, shit.
I don't know why.
I'm sorry. Continue.
Okay. So, don't laugh at him, Tanya.
He played too
Where was
much.
I? Okay, but I got over that incident and learned that the unfortunate cynical lesson that coming forward with the truth can oftentimes be more punishing and rewarding. But with Booker, it wasn't just harassing words; it was physical. And he wasn't some supervisor who held sway over my job. He was and is a highly influential political power player. He could have and still could destroy my life if I were to disclose my name and the full facts of my case. So as with my previous experience, I initially let it go, and I feel the need to reiterate that this was someone I looked up to. Do you have any idea how disenchanting an experience like that must feel like?
I have no idea. all the times I
laughing? Steve, why are you laughing?
Every time I got touched, y'all, I wanted it. I was begging for it.
Why are y'all
Standing there, breathing, looking, being black. I was practically begging for it. Going over.
wrong with you?
I got some pudding pots, Mr. Cosby. I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
I am so
If
not
y'all
messing with
read
you.
This transcript or whatever it is, the way I'm sorry.
It's interesting.
To say the least.
Let's get through it.
And I'm not knocking in case whoever you are, let's get it straight. If you tell the truth, I'm not knocking. I mean, you're the one that started with the whole taking the situation lightly, so you can't be mad that everybody else is going to take it lightly. You can't expect people to take you serious if you're not taking yourself serious. And again, side note, little small bit of criticism. Next time you want to come out and expose somebody for sexual assault, let's not use titles from things. You could have been cat in the hat for somebody, green eggs and ham sam. You could have been anybody, but Deep Throat, my man, Deep Throat?
That was really an interesting choice.
You struck out with that, bro.
Okay. So, fast forward 2 jobs, 3 therapists, and 1 suicide attempt later. To the latter half of stop it.
I'm not laughing.
To the latter half of last month. Watching Mr. Booker's histrionic defense of alleged sexual assault victims was so laughably ironic, so jarringly cringeworthy, and so triggering that it put me into a state of depressed rumination.
Damn,
I wanted so badly to speak out, but I was highly ambivalent about the consequences of going public. So I reached out to 2 lawyers anonymously. One of them got back to me, Harmeet Dillon with an H, Dillon, of the same name law group, a First Amendment trial lawyer and RNC committee member. I don't know what RNC is. Is that the Republican National Convention? I think that's what it is. Once we established privileged communication, meaning once you put some money up or decide to take the lawyer,
Right.
I told her my story, disclosing my real name and the details of my case. This included the precise date, location, some corroborating photographic evidence, and 2 possible hearsay witnesses that I had told my story to subsequent to the incident. It was, at the very least, the much more probative evidence than what was brought forth during the Kavanaugh debacle. Ms. Dillon responded to me with respectful immediacy, offering candid advice and compassion tempered with pragmatism, and in a refreshingly rare act of bipartisanship, she recommended I contact Ronan Farrow, the father of the modern Me Too movement himself.
I think for today, everybody need to go around and get themselves porn label names.
Porn label?
Yes, like me, I'm going to be Teen Dreams 13. You can be Nasty Car Wash 45. Tanya, you can be Dirty You can do Moody for the Foodie 49, and
I'm not.
you could be Sexy Sherry 69. I mean, we gotta respect deep throats and anonymity.
Can I finish?
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
So on October 7th, I contacted Mr. Farrow, albeit anonymously, providing him with some of the details of my story and with a number of follow-up questions. 4 days later, he responded asking for a phone conversation. I replied the following day with a wait for him to contact me in an open schedule. Between October 12th through the 15th, I emailed him 2 additional times with a final email stating that I would move on to trying to contact another journalist and wished him well. It wasn't until this morning, 8 days after his initial response, that he contacted me again with an email, a voicemail, and a text message. This put me in an awkward position of reevaluating his intentions, and I have yet to respond to him. The second journalist I contacted following my interaction with Mr. Farrow has not responded to me either.
This part of his story is so exciting.
He's telling you all of the... Y'all see what I gotta do?
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
now, I am all too aware of the fact that print is a flawed tool for gauging intonation, so let me preface this by saying that I don't mean to come across as incredulous or indignant. I respect Mr. Farrow as a journalist, and I did appreciate his apology, but it's been 8 days since I last heard from him. Perhaps I have an antiquated notion of proper social graces, but it seems to me that if he has the time to tweet, he can take 10 seconds out of his day to briefly respond with something like, I do have prior obligations, but I promise to get back to you. Given his expertise on the subject matter, I'm sure he knows how much anxiety it can cause somebody to initially come forward. I do not know that, like Mr. Farrow, Harmeet Dillon enjoys a certain measure of political celebrity status, but regardless of her numerous TV appearances and spending all day dealing with lawyers, judges, and court appointments, she's been sensitive enough to respond to me with some urgency. To someone like myself, the Me Too movement is more of a precarious bridge over croc-infested waters than it is college-safe space.
Dude, you missed your calling. You should have playwright.
True.
That's what he should have been. Instead of sitting in bathrooms getting raped and shit. And you could be out there writing plays for Broadway, and then you get molested by law important people. Your candy apple ass, covered in caramel. What? He's the desirable one, not me. You can't go 2 sentences without me getting touched.
Okay. The Me Too movement. Okay, I did that part. When Ronan Farrow's case was born, it was beautiful and innocent. Unfortunately, shortly thereafter, actress Alyssa Milano, who named it appropriately movement by Tarana Burke, and it was ideologues like Milano who nurtured it and gave it a PC framework. The Me in Me Too had become a preferred pronoun for liberal women accusing conservatives, and I believe her became Me Too's new nickname.
As opposed to the true meaning of the Me Too movement was supposed to have been like about all genders. It's not about gender, race, sex, or creed. It's just strictly about coming out and having the strength and being around those like you
Who have gone through what you've gone through.
Exactly. It's like AA for people that have been touched. You know what I mean? And
Type of thing,
in a
yeah.
layman
It's
term.
supposed to be
You know what I
like
mean?
a
It's
safe
support
space.
group, right. And,
Right.
and it doesn't, and it's not like, oh, I can only get molested if I'm a female, I can only get raped if I'm a woman, but I mean, like, especially for men, it's harder for us to come out when something like that is because it
Because
definitely...
people look at you funny.
Right, because it definitely,
If you
like,
say
it
that.
rocks your whole masculinity, like, what you mean, nigga, you ain't want to get that? I mean, unless you got butt raped in jail, but that's a whole nother weird topic.
That's another
we don't
show.
want to get into. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you know, I do feel him on that aspect as far as, you know, making it
That's
hard.
right.
Because it did strictly get taken over by the females.
Hey, Chris, what's up?
I'm gonna shout out to all my watchers. What's up, Mish? What's up, Tay? I want to say what's up to Charlie. And who else we got up here? Brianna. What's up, girl? And Ariana.
Okay.
And my cousin Kia.
So, last like 3 or 4 paragraphs. So therein lies the rub. I'm not a woman. I do not consider myself liberal. I do consider myself liberal. I apologize. I do consider myself liberal. But I no longer consider myself a Democrat. And the perpetrator of my story is a Democrat hero, 2020 contender. Hardly a tale that can be programmed, categorized, or easily referenced by the modern American media apparatus, especially one that caters to reductive, easy to follow narratives with a clear view of who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. So what recourse does that leave someone like me? Do I continue to engage with Ronan Farrow? I have no idea if he's giving me the runaround, nor do I have any guarantee that his political ideology will not color.
That says dictionary time. If y'all like me, and y'all niggas fell
Got a little
asleep
lost.
in English class about the my man going with his actual use of the words.
He really did. As a journalist, in light of the Ramirez story, it's clear that this is a distinct possibility. They say information is power. In reality, the power lies with the one controlling the information and how that information is spun. So this is me attempting to take the power back by writing and releasing this on my own,
Okay.
minus the spin. No one has advised me to do it this way, and I have no idea if anyone will take this seriously. Given my intentional omission of some salient details, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. I'm simply trying to protect myself from becoming a pawn in the arena of political blood sports.
Say that part again. I love the last sentence, whoever you are. Say that last part again.
I'm simply trying to protect myself from becoming a pawn in the arena of political blood sports. This is not an appeal for sympathy, nor am I demanding anything. As you can probably tell by the sardonic tone of my writing, yes it is, I tend to undercut solemnity with humor. It's always been a comforting coping mechanism for me.
I do the same thing.
I have to concede that nothing I brought to Miss Dillon was fundamentally dispositive, so I certainly can't begrudge anyone who chooses not to believe in me. In fact, I always thought the hashtag I believe her was something of a non sequitur, a strange accompaniment to the movement, because belief is a personal trait that is typically predicated on instinct, trust, and loyalty. These are tenets of faith, not reason or facts. When it comes to one person's word against the other, we usually believe the one we know personally. When we know either party on personal level, we usually allow our ideology to color our judgment in the absence of definitive proof. And when it comes to politics in general, most of us tend to see the issues, but through a glass darkly. Excuse me. But belief and truth are not mutually exclusive. Nietzsche once said,
He's quoting Nietzsche?
he's quoting Nietzsche.
He's quoting Nietzsche, guys. Here we
Nietzsche
go.
once said, sometimes people don't want to hear the truth because they don't want their illusions destroyed. So if you take away nothing else from this long-winded statement, let it be this. I am a lower middle class nobody. I have nothing to lose or gain by coming forward with the truth. Cory Booker, on the other hand, has everything to lose if he doesn't flip his script in response to this. Watch how quickly he defaults back to the presumption of innocence, and then decide for yourself: is he really Spartacus, or just another asshole?
I just want to let it be known, first of all, before we get back
Hey,
into
Tanya.
the conversation.
Thesaurus is better on me, son. Yes.
I just
Yes.
want to let it be known.
But
A wise man once said, "It ain't rape if you yell surprise first."
what?
What? What?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Mercy
okay.
County thing.
I know that was a lot.
Mercy County people.
For those of you that are still with me, thank you. I didn't see it
Hey, baby.
widely on the news. I didn't see it
It ain't get enough play
anywhere.
Like
Like, it didn't run
Jersey. You would think
a
Jersey
whole
was
lot
gonna
on,
jump
even on
it.
social media. It didn't run a whole lot
And do you know why?
because of Senator
Lack
Cory
of
Booker.
evidence.
No, because a lot of the girls, the women that came forward against Bill Cosby and all these
that's
other people,
Bill Cosby.
a lot of them, like, they had
Motherfuckers was
less
lining up
evidence.
to take that man down. He's an icon.
Now he and Omi Sanya, in answer to your question, you said, but what is his goal or agenda? We don't know.
Yeah,
he said he
didn't
doesn't
say.
have
He
any.
didn't have. He just wanted to be put out there.
You know,
that Cory Booker ain't the Spartan. His words, not mine. That we want him to be. That he ain't the hero.
he ain't the gladiator.
Right, he ain't
for
the
us.
gladiator. He ain't the hero that he's portraying himself to be. That he's
Or for the Me
actually
Too
a
movement.
pervert, or he's actually like, I don't know, wolf in sheep clothing for the Me Too movement. But come on, man. Look, I'm not condoning none of that, right? I'm not. But it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
You
I
know what?
don't know.
First of all, Senator Booker, with all due respect,
Shout out to my boy CB.
there is nobody, and you're a very public figure. Let's just speak, between
Frankly, honestly,
us.
let's be honest.
This man is in his 50s.
Yep, mid
Doesn't have anybody that anybody can say that he's romantically attached to.
at all.
Now, in politics, and just like it is in the military,
Don't ask, don't tell.
just like in the military, not that wasn't what I was going at.
Oh, okay.
But
Sorry.
just like in the military, the way that a lot of people, many people raise rank is, if you're in the military and you have a wife and a family, it's easier for you to raise rank. It's easier for you to get, if you're a career
Oriented.
if you're a career military person, if you're a career soldier, you can raise part of rising up the ranks has to do with the rest of your life. Through that same vein with Senator Cory Booker, there's only so long you can go, particularly in a political career, before you are not by rules required, but just by expectation required to have a family. Even if it's just a wife and a dog.
Even if it's
or
an
something
coming
like
out
that.
boyfriend. Nigga,
Whatever
let
it
be
is.
known.
So by virtue of the fact that, and I know it's very unfair, and it's not fair to make that assumption, but just by virtue of that fact, many people, is there anybody who's watching right now who has not already assumed that Senator Cory Booker is gay? I'll wait. You did not assume that. You don't believe that. You don't believe he's gay? You full of shit. But anyway.
I don't know. Maybe he's just picky. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
I think he's just.
He's waiting for that girl from
No,
Total Recall with the 3 tits.
I don't think
Maybe
he's
he
waiting
want
for
one of
any
those.
girl at all.
Maybe he's just.
And that's just me. And it's not. I'm not one of those people who thinks everybody is gay, but I do think Cory Booker might like boys a little bit, even if not all the way. Like, he might like boys and girls. I don't know.
Corey, I don't know what you like, but I doubt you touched this boy in the bathroom.
Yeah, Omi Sanya.
I doubt that.
Just by virtue of the fact of how it started. First of all, there's no media coverage because he's reaching out to the media as we speak. So he's reaching out to the media. He's reaching out to lawyers. So there isn't anything that anybody can put out except for this statement, which he put out on Twitter the other day. And this is, as y'all can see, this isn't a tweet. This is a freaking statement.
Transcript,
that he released
practically.
to the press.
Transcript.
This is a press release. That's what this is. This
Free
is
to
a
the
press
public
release.
too. Like, you go online, you will find his.
Yeah, it's right there. I printed
It's
this
right
out
there.
before I left the house.
It's right there.
So all these years, he knows what it takes. He has enough political acumen to understand what it is that he needs.
Not to mention he can shut dude down, like you said. That's why he wants
And
to stay
that's
on the
why
low.
the young man said that he was coming forward, because he didn't want his aspirations crushed by this politician who is aspiring firing and on the rise to whatever his political aspirations
2020.
may be. I guess he's gonna run in
You
2020.
already know what that means.
So, but now who are y'all? Would y'all vote for him
That's another question. Would
After
y'all vote
this.
for Cory Booker after this?
after hearing this
like,
statement
not saying that he's guilty
or anything? Just
innocent.
after hearing the statement. These are allegations.
Votes toward him.
City Hall during this term. That's City Hall during his term. That's all I have to say. Lots of family and folks sashaying. Ooh. Oh.
Touche.
He did just like Raz did and brought in all the Muslims except for he brought in all the girls. God,
That's a topic right there.
That
That's
is?
a touch. That's a touch.
Listen,
That's
no,
a
because it's
It
every.
is, though.
That's what the
It is,
politicians.
though.
That's the first thing they do, and we know that already from just being here and who we are. First thing the politician do is come in and he fill his house with his people,
That's it.
thinking that he's gonna be safe. You know what I mean? And that's
surround
cool.
yours
So
with your
he
own.
must have been filling it up with a whole bunch of people who were like-minded or like-oriented or whatever. I find
Birds of a feather. Peas of a pod.
F together.
Let you know what that is.
So I'm curious as to is there anybody who, after hearing this, what do you think of these allegations against Senator Cory Booker? Again,
Booker likes boys.
this is something that hasn't gone on haywire. I think I might have seen it.
It
Maybe
actually became
once.
it actually got a really good lid on it, considering what it is.
Who and what it is.
and where it's at.
Considering the fact that he just showed out in terms of this whole B2 situation,
And then
going against protocol and everything like that,
and
speaking
he's
when he wasn't
he's
supposed
Jersey's
to speak.
own.
And he's Jersey boy. He's a Northern Indian. Obviously, but would you vote for him?
Would this affect you?
Is this something that you would consider when you're considering, a president for the United States? I'm just saying. And if not, what is
That's
it?
all we need is two womanizers back to back on term. That's exactly what we need.
All of them are womenized except President
Oh,
Obama.
Wait a minute. I'm about to say Mama wasn't a
Except
womanizer,
President Obama.
and neither was Jefferson.
That's because Michelle would have whooped that bitch's ass. I have
President
to say.
Jefferson was not a womanizer.
That who?
President Jefferson.
How do you know?
I don't, just saying.
Oh,
Do you
just-
know that he was?
I don't care.
There you go.
Okay.
You can't say all of them are.
I'm saying in that field, many of them have their pick of
That's
who it
true,
is
though.
that they want to sleep
That's
with.
true, though.
We remember from Bill Clinton. What did Monica
The
Lewinsky?
pimp.
What did Beyonce? Monica
pimp
Lewinsky
president.
all on my dress. And then Monica Lewinsky came back and said that's that's not the correct thing because actually it would be a Bill Clinton on her dress or something. It was real stupid. But she actually addressed it, which fucked me up. But anyway, what I'm trying to find out is
Thanks for
how
cleaning that.
the climate of sexual assault changes your views politically. Obviously, and this is for those of you who watch regularly, y'all know I don't understand why y'all not mad enough yet. I still don't understand how many people just aren't mad enough to do the things like to come together collectively, because that's what it would take.
The revolution
What
was
was it that
televised.
we were talking about? There was something we were talking about before we got here, and it had to do with the collective. I forget what it was, but coming together collectively is the strength of your movement.
That's the only
whatever
thing.
it is. That's the only reason that the Me Too movement has momentum.
So much momentum because you know what I mean. Females came out and all walks of life too. I mean, old, young, poor, rich, black, white.
It happens.
political,
It's across all walks
entertainment,
of life.
business. I mean, you had chicks coming out the wood. You
Except
had
everybody in
broads
the
with
champagne room.
dust coming off their bra straps. Come on. You don't even remember what you had last week. How you gonna remember who raped you back in '68? Get your dusty ass. He touched me back in '89.
And
But we can't get no momentum on this.
The statute. I think we have to look at things like the statute of limitations on these particular things.
That's true too. But there isn't no more. I think they did that. Or I think it's just for kids.
I agree with it for kids.
I think it's for kids. Like, there's no
But-
statute of limitations when a child can come forward and
I'm
address
serious.
his accuser
Like,
and
okay.
get like.
Because this
The
is,
law
and
done.
I probably should have done a show right after Bill Cosby was sentenced to put. Levels, right here. We good?
You good?
So.
I test-
Yeah, like that. So.
Checking, testing, DVS. I ain't got none. all this time I got like comedy gold and they can't even hear me. Oh, good. Okay.
Oh, you're picking it up on, okay.
All right. As long as they can hear me. I want to give a shout out to all my family that's viewing right now. Shout out to all my kids, every last one of y'all. Soul crushing, life draining. I love y'all. I love y'all so much.
But
hi, Naisha.
we are trying to.
Hi, Day-Day.
I'm
Hi,
trying
Shalonda.
to, anyway.
Hi, Nas.
Find out.
Kylie and Iori. I love y'all.
I'm trying to test the temperature. If this is a dude, how do y'all feel? First of all, how do you feel about it being a man? Does it make a difference that it's a man? And y'all think the men who bisexually
Are not coming out and how hard it is. Huh? And why come we don't have a Me Too movement for men? If the women took it, I believe her. That's the hashtag I believe her.
the Me Too movement should be, you know, it shouldn't have a gender.
I actually went to a little fundraiser dinner gala for the I Believe Her movement. I'll strongly support it. I mean, a father of many serious. I mean, not to mention
So what do you
somewhat
think
of a
if it-
street
like,
cad
if it's
myself.
if it's a guy, like if it were your son.
I mean, and whether it was my son or my daughter, it doesn't matter who it was that it happened to. I don't think it's acceptable in any standard, in any gender, in any setting. Mm-hmm. I think, you know, and this is coming from somebody who's got his own history. I mean, I ain't got shit. I mean, you look up my joint. D's got his own issues. You name it. You know, sex, drugs, rock and roll. So, at the end of the day, I mean, non-consensual, forcing yourself on somebody, that is wrong. Clean, cut, and dry. There's no way of putting it. But it's also just as wrong to accuse somebody of doing that to you and not giving them the opportunity to defend themselves. Right. It's just like saying, I'm going to get online and be like, yo, DVS IMAAD, man, that nigga tried to, he pulled the Bill Cosby on me, man. I went over his house and chill, man. I woke up, my drawers was off. But I'm not going to tell you who I am. But y'all make this man's career, with this man the opportunity to confront you.
So you believe that he should, if he's gonna say,
If you're gonna come out, if you're gonna come out all with all this, throwing a man's name in the dirt the way you is.
but he's gonna do
Be
it.
a man.
He's gonna do it with his. He's trying to do it with representation. With the
I
lawyer.
respect that. I respect that. Well, if that's the case, wait till you get your representation. Because right now, all you doing is slander, and it's actually detrimental to your overall cause, which is to get people to believe you. There's a million people out there looking at you the way I'm looking at you. Nigga, you full of shit. I'm sorry. You ain't putting your name on it. You can't even get a journalist to believe you? Nigga, journalists live on telling lies. Why you gonna make it, like, how's it so hard to get a journalist to believe you? So if it's hard for you to get these people to believe you, how you expect the average schmo on the streets, people who can honestly, and like myself, can directly credit to positive turnarounds in their life to Corey's book of movements, what he's done in Newark. And here you go slandering the name without even see the putting your face on it, a name on it. You know what I mean? I'm away from my legal representation. You should have did that before you threw his name out there. If that was the case, if you was doing it without trying to put no dirt on it, you should have been like, I got sexually somebody in there. Keep it and then you got our presidential office right now. So bags, slaves, and idiots in office, and all that. So we don't need nobody else throwing fuel to the fire of this already screwed up runaway train. But here you is knocking one of the best things that ever happened to this city, flat out, and you ain't even giving this man the opportunity to defend himself. Not saying you wrong, not saying you're telling the truth, or not saying you lying. That is not my point. I'm not here debating on the truth of the story, even though in my personal opinion, this is just me, just like my asshole, this is mine, don't care how y'all feel. I think he's lying. But I also feel like it's messed up.
Do you think something happened, just not what he described?
I believe something did happen.
Okay.
But I don't believe it went that far. Because look, man, this man's been in office for how long? Been around how many people? Been how many opportunities? And it's the very first time?
But wait a minute, no. What if there are other people who just
Didn't
haven't
come
come
out.
forward
You're right.
yet? Because you see how this, and this is the thing that,
Just like the Bill
in a
Cosby
way,
thing.
it
One
kind of
person
bothers
said it
me.
happened,
Like
then 100 people saying it's happening.
say your piece when it's like, don't wait.
Don't wait till it happens, right?
That's something and that's just me and my personal shit, because I don't want to hear about what the fuck happened 30 years ago.
That's just like if you
and
get mad at
walking
like
up
if,
talking about, oh, he did this to me because now
mad at
his
your
career
kids.
is all the way here. But oh no, that's not
When-
what I'm
when
here
he was
for.
a nobody-
He just shouldn't be allowed
when he was
to
a
do
nobody,
that.
he didn't even
Da da
wanna
da
see
da
that.
da da
But
da.
the minute he's somebody
Nah.
that's worth attacking, now you
That's-
want to bid on. Now you want to get on social media.
That's
and
not.
post this?
That's not.
Come on,
Personally, that's the one part I
Come
agree
on,
with.
B.
Whether what happened, you what you should have did, push him in his fucking face in the
Didn't
bathroom. That's what you should he had personal space.
Word up.
He violated you,
And who called
and
this
not
shoved in his shoulder?
hold
I'm sorry,
on, not because you a gay man did you not hit him. I understand you were a little bit disoriented, but you still knew where the fuck he was when the orientation came back. You should have knocked back on that door, nigga. Bomb. Put your hand in again. I'm scrolling white, and I don't. Yes, I do go off a little bit. I was just getting ready to tell a lie.
Go on.
I jalapise. But yeah, if
Go on.
that is the case, I believe, and whoever you are, Deep Throat, much respect. I've never been.
Take that name.
I've never been in that type of situation where there was like a political. Everybody has had somebody come onto them that they didn't want to and try to take advantage
All my
in some
victims go to
some
therapy
type
after.
of way.
They don't
You know what I'm
write
saying?
nothing on
That's
social
not nothing new to me. It's
kidding.
how you
I'm
handle
kidding.
it. If a man come up to me and he is out of pocket, I'm not getting a lawyer.
I'm popping that ass.
I'm gonna knock you the fuck
Popping that
out.
ass.
I'm sorry.
It's simple. Man, woman, anybody.
Anybody.
Come at me aggressively in a way.
And
that
I
find
have.
comfortable.
Listen.
I'm gonna pop that ass.
When I was in college, I was sexually harassed by this woman, like to the point she was writing letters in my name. And
Oh, the chick
all
that
ti-
got
yeah.
you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
To the point
That's a true story.
we had to
That's a true
go
story.
to the dean,
The dean
because
got
the
that shit.
dean got wind of this, because at first she was a friend of mine, but she started liking me or whatever. I'm like, girl, you already know. So I was like, nah, but she just kept doing stuff, and I was like, all right, this isn't working. We can't, because you're still trying to be more than what what we could be.
Right.
Hey, Wilhelmina.
Hey, Willie.
Tell that nigga to call me too.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry. So it just, what I'm saying is it went out of control. But this was the part about the men. And mind you, this was back when I was in college. So I graduated college, I ain't shame, in 1995. There was a different attitude. And we had to sit with the good night, baby. Yeah, go get you some dinner. Get me some too.
Give me some too.
But it got to the point where, first of all, I had to stop speaking to her. But what the dean told me was, well, why don't you just speak to her?
In other words, he's doing the other light version. The dean said, why don't he just sleep with her and get it out of her system?
And that's not what he said. That's not what he said. But that's what he's interpreting.
That's what
by
that
the
nigga
word.
said. He said, go ahead and knock them boots so she can walk up the road in them.
She looked like the Michelin Man. I wasn't gonna do
Kick
that, regardless.
rocks in them shit.
But
I'd have banged them.
now we friends. Me and the girl, but on social media. Hey, Pia.
Oh, y'all friends on social media?
Now,
Well, yeah,
distant.
we tried to, because we had the same group of friends.
Oh, okay.
So it was difficult to be with your friends, and she walks up and she's talking to her friends.
Right.
It's all the same friends. What you gonna do? So I couldn't be an asshole and I all the time. I had a bunch of friends saying. So
No, tell her to
eventually
find
I was just like, look, I talk to you, but that's it. And the fucked up, I went to school in Alabama. Why she live in Newark?
Every Valentine's Day, she's outside his house
Go
with a
away.
big
No, she's not.
old stereo
Stop.
with a cassette deck playing Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor. Yo, I just want to take this time out to give a shout out to all y'all for watching and tuning in to GS Radio New York.
Retired people's behavior
Tired People's Behavior
in the champagne.
by DVS IMAAD DVS SQUARED.
Yes. Champagne.
In the champagne room by our producer, Miss Tanya. Yo, also my brother Rick that name, man, so I can like.
All those SWAT international television.
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, so we worldwide. We'll give a shout out
Where?
to all my fans out in Germany.
Not on GS Radio North right now. It's on our all new SWAT international TV.
Oh, we on international right now.
Oh.
So we worldwide. I want to give a shout out to all my folks out there in Germany. Hey, sorry about that whole war thing. Was not me. Big shout out to my brother Rick. Man, get at me. I'm gonna get you up here.
Okay, we're gonna have next hour. We will have the shout out hour for DVS, but
I need a whole hour.
because this whole hour you shouting.
Cause I got a lot of people.
I ain't mad at you. Handle your thing, fizzle. So
Mark, give a shout out to my boy Mark Moran. Mark 80. I know like 80 Marks. All the
that's
Marks
what's
in
up.
my day.
But what time?
Sure,
Okay,
what's good, man?
we almost through with this. But we'd like y'all to
Chris,
know,
what's up, baby?
even
Hey, Cheyenne.
first of all, pause.
Sorry.
Second, share the video.
Heather, Frank.
That's first and foremost. I need y'all to share my video
Yo,
if you're still watching. And I really would like to know how y'all feel. Nobody has said anything.
Yeah, like respond. Like we need your feedback on
Nobody
this.
has said anything.
It's
See,
not
this is the
like we
thing,
don't
and I
know who Cory
apologize.
Booker
I didn't
is.
put a phone number up because we going through some technical difficulties. We will be back with you as soon as technical difficulties have been resolved.
In other words, IT guy went out to get Bud. A minute ago, he ain't come back yet.
He ain't back yet.
He ain't back.
So we will.
$10.
I can't do that.
All the DVS squared phone numbers y'all want to call.
1-3-329-8951.
If y'all want to call
Y'all
in,
want to call
his
in,
phone is free.
hit me up.
Yes.
Call my
Yes.
phone.
But I really want to know what it is.
I
Put
want
it
to
in
get some
your.
feedback.
Wait. Hold on. I'm gonna put it right here in the comments.
Put in the comments.
What is it? It's 413
329
329.
8951.
That's right. It's almost like that.
I want y'all to call the show. We need y'all feedback on this whole Cory Booker issue. Because, I mean, do y'all side with the young man, Deep Throat? Can't believe I'm saying that shit.
That's
I'm
what.
sorry, Ma.
We don't have
That's
another.
his name. We ain't got another name for the boy. What we gonna call him? In the closet, Moppet? What we gonna call him?
I can't.
Touch me in the night.
I'm not.
Girl, he want to call.
Hey
He
Tracy.
gonna call himself
Sheila.
Deep Throat. After he tried to get a forced blowjob put upon him.
Bruh, I don't know.
I like to take humor and mask my pain as well. But I will never, like that extent. You know what I mean? Like to make light of
Because
the
there's so
situation.
many people who are hurt by it.
Right, but you really gonna be like, yo, somebody tried to force me to give him an oral. And so to be all right, I'm gonna run around and start calling myself Deep Throat. That's just not okay.
That doesn't.
And he's already dealing with depression.
Dude,
suicide.
whoever you are, if you happen to see this video, please know that was. I
Just
understand
get
the
help.
humor in it.
Just
I
get
understand
help.
where you got it from. I get all of that, but it makes people take your whole situation a lot less
Very
serious.
lightly, very
A
lightly.
lot less serious. And
Not good
if
at
you
all.
are actually trying. I know that is not your intention. What your intention is to feel better about the situation, and I get that. I do. But if you're going to pursue this in the manner that it seems that you're going to pursue it, you are going to have to make a choice as to, once your name comes out, I guess that'll be it. And when people just call you by your name.
What if his name
But
really is Deep Throat?
this not.
Like Deep the
Okay.
My name is Deep Throat. Deep the dog. I'm sorry, God. Deep the
Y'all
dog.
see what I got to freaking deal with?
Cory Booker tried to touch me, and my name is Deep the dog. I want $150,000. I want to change my name.
I can't.
Deep the dog.
You done?
I'm done.
You sure?
I'm finished. I got
Okay.
it all out.
All right.
I got it
Thanks.
all out.
Thanks, Star.
Deep.
So I would really. That's the last. Because we actually started a little close to
Hey,
time.
Monique. That's my cousin.
So we actually are almost out of time. But what I want to say is, I would like you to, if you take nothing else away from this show, please think about what's the criteria that you require for people that you put in office when it comes to them facing an issue of or being on the receiving end of an accusation of sexual harassment. Secondly, when it comes to men, is there a double standard? And first, America. That's first. Is there a double standard in America? Second, what I would like to know, because I do believe that this is a young black man. I didn't get any idea or
I think it is because he didn't use the word
or anything that that he was anything other than a black man. So in the black community, how is it that you feel a man who was sexual assaulted, the accusation of sexual assault from one man to another man? Does that make a difference? Like, are there people who if you don't be ashamed to say it, you think he asked for it because he gay?
Yes, I'm glad he said that because he said that because that was our whole topic on the ride over here. My whole thing was, I know I could come off like an asshole. Forgive me.
The hell you say?
But I do want to say that I don't know. Maybe he put his. Okay, this is how I think it happened. I think. Okay, I'm being serious right now, Ty. I'm being serious. I think honestly, he probably came at Cory Booker solid. I think Booker rejected him. I think this is where we get back.
That's what happened.
I think that's what.
You
really
think that's what happened? You think that's
I
what
think
happened
that's
too?
what really happened.
And so now
I think he got rejected, and because listen. If
So
this
what you're
happened
saying-
X amount of years ago, but he's waiting until Cory puts his hat in for a presidential rerun. Now all of a sudden you want to come out the closet, proverbial closet.
How do you allow somebody to get that close to you where they're able to grab your hand, put your hand
Or they junk and you not have them.
Oh, sorry, y'all. Hold up.
You know, like I can't see that happening. I can't see that being a real thing. Because first of all, now this person is in your face. First of all, he followed you into the
men's room.
Okay, so now you're in the men's room.
A single bathroom at that.
A conversation, like what? How is this man able to actually take your hand, put your hand on his dick, take his other hand, put you? Come on.
It's a lot of steps, ain't it?
And then
You're not doing nothing.
and you gotta be an octopus because you
And-
got a hand on your dick, a hand on your shoulder, a hand on your ass, a hand on your hand, handing you
I can't.
the handy rights.
Confused.
That shit going down, my man. You got a hand on the ass, hand on the hand, hand on the handy rights. You got so many hands. Where your hands coming from?
He handed him a handy one.
No, he's stupid. God, I ain't like he handed him handy wipes now. Did they do something? What did I
So
miss out?
many things going on.
She thought it went way farther than it actually went.
Now really was gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
It's definitely not wrong.
But I don't know. I don't know if he asked or it was something that he did that made Senator Booker, think that it was okay. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. What I will say is if the events that he described following, Senator Booker coming into the bathroom are true, nigga,
You actually.
there's this gym up on High and Spruce, on Irvin Turner and Spruce rather. It's got a boxing ring in it.
Go
You
there.
can guard your grill, knuckle up, and
No,
that's not.
$20
And that's
a week, too.
hold
It's real
up, and that's not just for dudes. That's for women. You can go there, guard your grill.
You ain't gotta be a Me Too
You
victim no
don't
more.
have to do it. You don't have to do it.
You don't have to be a victim, bro.
I think they teach self-defense or some reasonable facsimile thereof at the Y.
Get your
They
hands off
may
my
teach
purse.
it at JFK. There's more than
Hey, Auntie, I
enough
love you.
ways that they provide to help you protect yourself. Need
Mace.
to be a lot
hand.
brighter. Can hardly see your faces. Okay, love you back. Wait, what? How can you hardly see my
That's
face?
my
Like the brightness
jam
is
right
all the
here,
way up.
too.
Yeah, I think that's your phone. Turn the brightness up on your phone, Star. Cause we
Yeah, we
kind of bright.
We
The
super
hell.
bright. Everybody can
I
see
really
us.
want to turn off the lights and go to. Anyway.
What? I'll put the strobe on. This is my song right here.
This your shit?
Yo, I want to give a shout to everybody that's going to be at Humbles this weekend. Y'all better so
Next weekend.
Next weekend. And we're going to a goth club on Thursday.
Oh, right. I forgot about
Thursday,
that.
we're going to be at a goth club. So,
Yeah, hit me up for that inbox,
y'all
especially. Y'all
DM
can
me
find out.
that too. Cheyenne, DM me that shot because I want to take you. You ain't
Yeah.
a schmill. So hit me up. DM me on that. Because we're going out to a golf club on
Why,
Thursday.
thank you,
They
Star.
play house,
I
but
love
they
you for
dress
watching.
weird,
Now
but
share the
it's all
video,
crazy.
man. Thank you.
Yo, and for all my people,
Love
I want
you.
y'all to share my joint, share our joint. You know what I mean? Share the love, share the wisdom, share the laughter, share the love. You know what I mean?
And if you
Let
can,
me know.
write something like, y'all need to check
Hey,
this
nigga,
out.
don't just watch.
Senator Cory Booker,
Interact.
allegations of sexual harassment. Like, put that
Well,
across the top
hey,
so
even if
people
it's
see
Corey
that.
touched me too, shit.
Yeah,
It
I
doesn't
mean,
have to be Booker. Just get touched by somebody named Corey and don't like it and call us.
and put a
And we
hashtag.
can talk about it. Hashtag Corey touched me. You got touched by Cory Booker? No, Corey Fitzaletti, but still, I was traumatized. He ain't up for no political aspirations, and he never once starred in a sitcom, but he put his hands on my no-no square, and I don't like it. Hit us up. We can talk about it.
Oh my Lord.
You can talk about it with him.
I can't.
Because I'm about to leave and go home. Ich bin sehr müde. But I want to thank you guys for watching.
Thank y'all for tuning in. We love y'all.
I chipped my tooth this morning, so check the
Right?
chip
Ain't it
tooth
great?
smile.
I like it. Check the chip too. Smile. He too, right? Ah, we twins. We cray.
A little bit, but we about to get out of here.
But still, yes, take that with y'all about the whole
Think about this stuff. Think about this stuff. Think about this stuff. We have fun, but this is actually meant to bring you information. Also, if you are a resident of the city of Newark, you should have gotten a phone call in regard to when they are coming to your community to bring free water filters, because the water does have lead in it in the city.
yes, a public announcement. Y'all should already be up on that. Newark's
Please make sure
lead
Newark
level
residents,
right now
the
in
lead
our
level
water
is really high.
is dangerous.
And
Like
they
we are
will.
buying gallons of water. Like don't do it. Boil it first. Put it in a teapot. I like to do that. Like I'll throw mine in a teapot and drink whatever comes out the pot. I rock that.
10 more minutes to
anything.
before you go off. 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, we already wrapped though. We good.
Oh no.
I done covered all mine.
We can still talk about something.
Give me my 3 seconds of
There was something
Silence.
else that we were getting ready to talk about. There was something
Silence.
else that I remember
Oh,
that. But there was something else that we were talking that we were on. There was something else that I was getting ready to say before.
Haven't called home an angel when they called my Gina home today for
After,
yep.
the movement. It was something on the tails of. This is why I should write shit down. Once you get over 40,
Over 40
you need
shit.
to
Over
keep
5
a
minutes.
okay. Now the thing about
people.
this, I think for most people that makes it most incredulous for them is the fact that it's a young gay man. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And people
Call it like this?
is that what it
I know that's what it is.
It's what?
is? That he's a young gay man
No, incredulous. What is the definition of the
of
word?
incredulous?
Him too.
Oh, they find it too incredible to believe.
There we go.
Incredulous.
Because we all didn't graduate college. You know what I'm saying? Some of us
We're not doing that.
got
We're
our
not doing that.
GED 2 years ago.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that at all.
I was today years old when I found out that I'm not smart enough to have a conversation with this man. I gotta bring dictionary time
See
is
what I
my
gotta
life.
put up with?
I said kick it with my
I
boy. And
was today
need a
years old,
thesaurus.
is what he said. He said I was today years
I
old.
was today years old.
And you still don't know because you're still talking to
I'm
me.
looking for my thesaurus.
Oh, it's on your phone.
Mm.
But yeah, I think that's the part that a lot of people have trouble with is the fact, and I think he said it somewhere in there.
He did.
It's like if you find all of that hard to believe, then the fact that I'm gay is gonna make it even harder for you to believe. I don't know.
I actually find that the
honestly.
most believable part.
That's not the unbelievable part.
I
It's
mean,
just
that's irrelevant. I think that's the most believable part of all the BS coming out of the story. Is the fact that he is like openly gay and blah blah blah. I don't think that has nothing to do with the discreditability of the story. I don't think that's a word.
That's not.
It
It is. You made that.
And the discredit of the word. Listen to me.
Credibility is what it said.
Discreditility. I just made that up. Anyway, only thing that discredits his story isn't the fact that he's gay. It's the fact of how he's presenting it.
Now, let me ask this. For all of those people who are riding the wave of the LGBT movement, you think that discredits the LGBT movement? The things that this young man is making because he has also said that he is gay? Does it harm the movement? Does it make it less likely for you to take it serious?
What that depends on whether or not
It's true.
Corey
Is gay? All right, boom. Let's dissect that. So there's a couple of different things we have on the table. One is if Corey is gay and did it, or if Corey identifies as a heterosexual and did it.
That's wicked right there.
I don't think it makes a difference.
I agree with Tanya wholeheartedly. I don't think the sexuality has anything to do with it at all.
All right, let's pause.
I just want to know would
And
this
take it a
affect
step further.
people for voting for my man in the upcoming years?
Right.
Like that.
Let's take it a step further. If
and
this
is
goes
that
to
what
court,
his intention was?
if this goes to court and there's a jury situation, do you think the jury
Hi, Naisha, baby. I love you.
is going to be more in tune with the young man? Do you think that his story is going to be less believable? Not because he's gay, but period.
Right.
Is it less believable? Are you, both of y'all, are y'all more inclined to believe the senator or the young man? Both of y'all have said that the young man's story sounds a little off. It doesn't sound like those are the complete details.
He's hiding something.
So what is it that you think actually what do you think actually, first I want to hear from Tanya. Tanya, what do you think actually happened in that bathroom?
I think personally, he may have watched or saw Corey going in the bathroom. He saw Corey
Yup.
going in the bathroom.
Thank you.
I think that he may be the one that was like, this is an opportunity for me to meet the senator or whatever it is.
But he had met him. He said he had met him. He said he had met him already. They had spoken, and then the senator followed him to the bathroom.
Off the blue.
Anyhow, I don't know. Like, my thing is then to let somebody get that close to you is really what
That's what her hang up is. That's her hang up. And that's what mine is.
Those were various acts. It wasn't
Yes,
just
it wasn't
I was like, I don't
one
understand, right? If he
fell
got in your
swoop.
face and grabbed your junk, he grabbed your junk, your butt, and your shoulder.
reflexes. Reflexes is
Nah,
what you
man.
doing. You know what I mean? You didn't do anything. You let him get to the point where he was able to actually grab your head too.
His shoulder. No, his shoulder.
He played Twister on his
He
body.
pushed his shoulder
Head,
and pushed him
shoulders,
to the
knees,
and
toes.
pushed him to Tanya's fired.
He played Twister on the man's body. He
Tanya
touched
no
him
longer works
everywhere.
here.
He touched him everywhere.
She said head,
He
shoulders,
said hands,
knees, and toes.
shoulders, knees, and toes.
Dang!
She said
Head,
hands, shoulders,
knees, and
knees,
toes. I
toes.
don't care.
He played Twister on this man's body.
Somebody get that close to you.
In your personal space.
Like I said, and it wasn't just one act.
But do you think that it was because he was, like he said, he was also sexually assaulted prior at his other job? And who knows what, if something else.
That too.
That should have made
Another
it.
one.
Now I'm really.
But
Come on,
what
bro.
he said was, what happened after the guy sexually assaulted him at work, he fired him. So do you think that that could have been his trepidation?
Because of the fact that he did make a statement about the fact that Cory Booker was in a position to probably do something as far as his job.
That's what he
whatever
said.
is concerned.
Yeah.
But my thing is,
I'd be like, fuck that job. I'd get another job.
I'd have been like, fuck that job. Hell
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. There's other jobs.
Because what
Should
I
I
would
say
do-
fuck that job without getting
Let
molested?
me just tell y'all what I would have done real quick. Let me sit down for this.
Give us your feet.
Now, the young man said that it was in a single bathroom. It was a single restroom. And Senator Booker pushed him lightly but forcefully back inside against the wall
And had time for banter.
and had a conversation,
Had
right?
time for banter.
Hey, sweetness.
Let's count.
That's
He
one.
came in the bathroom.
He kept, no, first they talked in the doorway. That's one. They talked in the doorway. What's up, Michael? They talked in the doorway.
Right.
The senator pushed him in after the conversation.
That's the second act.
Pushed him against the wall.
That's act 3.
Put his own hand on the boy's private parts. That's 4. Pulled the boy's hand. That's 5.
Right.
Put it on his own jump.
Rubbing me.
That's 6.
Rubbing me. 6 to 6
7.
times. 6
Took
times.
his hand and pushed him to the
Use
floor.
his left hand to push me
That's
to my knees.
what,
from
7,
my
8
shoulder.
acts?
That's
7, 8
That's
acts.
7 acts.
That's so many
For
different
what was
acts
clearly a
for
move
somebody
to
that-
have me perform oral sex on me. And it was at that point I pulled away finally and told him I had to go. I did not.
For those of you just joining us, we are talking about Cory Booker, the allegations against him by a young man who says that he sexually assaulted him. Okay, Tanya is
Let's do a reenactment, y'all.
doing the reenactment.
Tanya's doing a reenactment. You in the bathroom. We gotta see this man.
Push me against the wall.
Right.
You push me against the wall. Now you take my hand. You take your hand, first of all, my shit, and then you take my. Now you want my shit? I'm hitting you.
Something. Thank you. Somewhere in
Right
that
in
I'm
point.
hitting you.
Somewhere in that point.
Push me against the wall.
I'll push it back.
We're not doing that.
I'm telling you, he got rejected.
I don't understand.
One
I don't
stall
understand.
restroom.
That's too many.
Bruh.
That's too much stuff.
He ain't a a Me Too victim. He is a I don't want you victim. And now he's feeling some type kind of way.
Oh, now say that one more time, because that was
He
very,
is
very
a
poignant.
Me Too victim. He's a I don't want you victim. And
So-
that's why he's going out like this. That's what I
Is
know
that
that's what it is. I know that's what
the
it is.
whole thing right there? Is it just
I
the
know
fact?
that's what it
it's
is.
not the fact that he wouldn't have had sex. It was he didn't want to have sex with this particular person.
Exactly.
That's to me seen in court, and that can't be brought up materially. But it does present a very interesting
I would
perspective
have done it, but I
to
don't
what it
like
is.
strong, powerful, sexy men.
You a jerk.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, we got to see how this happened, how this went down. Yeah, so there's.
Let's be honest. I don't mean to be the one, but I'm gonna be the one to say it because I always got to be the one. Thank you for making me be the one.
No
Who the
problem.
hell wouldn't want to fuck Corey Booker?
Thanks.
That nigga runs north, nigga. Shit, you get all the Lucy's you want. What the fuck is wrong with you? Use every abandoned building on Freeland Island Avenue. It's yours for the taking.
You know what? I'm
What's wrong
gonna.
with you? You better call Corey back right now and apologize. Listen, Corey, I was gonna react to that day. You caught me on a bad Tuesday. That's why I can call you. I'm wearing skinny jeans. You know what I'm saying?
Because you know that the other thing is, This-
I know that's what it is.
this-
Corey Booker probably said no to him, and that's why he's throwing out like
you so super that this man who works in Washington and lives in Newark wants you that much that he at a place where he came to speak,
risk
doing his
career.
job
Risk his career.
is the hard part. I'm
For
just
a
telling
nobody,
you,
you're
if
worth.
you are the person, if things happen the way that you said, this is going to be, to me, the hardest part that people are going to have believing your story.
That's what we call an uphill battle.
He has as many choices. Now, if you are that too sexy that he just could not resist you, and while there are all of these, what do you call them, constituents outside the door, he's trying to manhandle you in the men's room when it's only one stall. It does make it difficult.
And where's the camera proof?
There isn't any,
There's no
because there's
camera
no
proof.
cameras in the
There's no camera
restaurant.
near, not in the restaurant, but like leading to the door. Is there a camera showing him going in and Corey Booker coming in right after him?
Now,
And
that's the other
immediately
thing.
running out?
That's the other thing. Think about it. You say that there's a situation that you have to investigate because Senator Cory Booker sexually assaulted you. You go back to this place where this man spoke and ask for evidence.
That's it.
What are they telling you? Hey, Keisha Link.
What's up,
Kesha.
Keisha?
Kisha. I always have trouble saying your name. I
Kesha.
apologize.
What's
I
up,
think you are
Speeds?
so
My boy
beautiful.
David Speeds.
But I'm bad with names. It's pronouncing them and stuff. Kisha? No, it's not Keisha, because I've said Kesha.
Kesha.
That's how you Kesha. I got you, boo.
The Kesha too.
And
y'all.
you gonna probably have to come back. You got my new stuff? All right, don't be playing. Few of
The
y'all I got
one
to
and
bring
only
back. I ain't
Kesha,
forgot.
y'all, is-
Yes.
Is on our watch our show, so
Kesha Link.
y'all niggas better get on it. I don't either. I don't believe it.
It
I'm sorry.
is a really hard
I don't believe it.
because all right,
a hard pill to
and this is
swallow.
the thing. Physicality. I have to throw in physicality. As a man, men are bigger, men are stronger. Naturally, it's easier for us to defend.
Yeah, even if he does overpower you, you'll make noise.
If it was
to
a
attract
woman, you know, I see a woman be more in a situation than a man. Especially Cory Booker isn't a small man.
Yeah, that nigga
He's tall
Big,
and he
brother.
has a validity to him. He's a solid brother. So I can see if that was the situation. You know she tiny as fuck. So
that nigga.
you'd have got wild.
I take Mr. Booker out of that down there
Listen.
and bit the head of that motherfucker.
You got by Lilliput here. You really
I
got.
castrated that nigga right there.
You'd
on
have
the
really
bathroom
got.
floor.
You'd have really got wild.
I was like,
But
yes, sir, give it to me. And bit that motherfucker right off.
My mother would be watching.
Like a dirty Tootsie Roll. I'm sorry, Mom.
Okay. My
I
mother.
spit it across the linoleum like a dirty Tootsie Roll.
It is.
That's what it is.
You have whoever you are, sir. You have a hard no to win. You really do. Yeah. And I didn't mean for. Please know that I did not mean for that. I did not. It wasn't meant to make fun of you. It was
We still
meant
not.
to bring information to the residents of the city of Newark and the world, because he is a U.S. senator.
He is.
And I think it should be a little bit more. We should know with all the shit y'all throw in front of us. That's something that should have been on the news. Prime time. He's a senator who got his start right here in our city. It should have been on the local news, the 12 o'clock, channel 12 news, which is our local news here in New Jersey. It should have been on that. It should have been, because he's a federal, figure. It should have been on channel 4, channel 7, channel 2, channel 5, channel 11, channel 9.
See, I didn't want to bring up that angle.
No, that's the perfect thing to bring up, though.
I didn't want to bring
all
up
of the
angle,
prominent,
but
a lot of prominent, and I think
all the brothers that's on their way up, aspiring to be something greater than that can really positively help ours. Suddenly, we find all this yesterday dirt.
Now,
please.
Let me just say this. This goes back to my point earlier. If you had come out immediately, it wasn't a few years wait. It was, this happened yesterday.
This happened just the other day.
And I need to see somebody to get this resolved because this is crazy.
This is bothering
if it
me.
had been that type of deal, I think it might have been a different situation. Again, you wait until this man is primed to, prepare to run for president of the country.
Next black president.
And I understand that it wasn't the timing that you picked, but it was the timing when he got on TV and made this big issue of this sensitive issue, which he was a hypocrite in your eyes.
In your eyes.
I understand that that's how that went for you. But you also, just like you said in your note, you understand people may not believe you, and we're trying to bring you some of the. I know my intention is to bring you some of the obstacles that you're going to have to face in this battle, be it you telling the truth or not. Whatever it is, these are just some of the things that you're. When you come out with your real name, I think you'll have more credibility.
It better sound close to Deep Throat, brother, or we have some complications. You better be the throat. Your name better be a dick throat.
A dick throat?
The name's Dick Throat.
Dick throat.
That's what his ass was trying to do to Corey.
That's what it is. I think he's just trying to rock. He tried to deep throat Corey. Corey kicked him to the curb, said, "You ain't my type, sweetheart." Sis got mad, and now she's trying to revenge. That's what it is.
All right.
Boom.
The show is over.
That's what it is.
I'm done.
We gonna end on that.
We finished.
We DVS
I want to
IMAAD
DVS squared.
All day, baby.
I
One love.
am
Want to give a shout out to
so
all my
glad
kids.
and thankful to all of you for watching and tuning in. Please share the video. And please caption it, sexual assault allegations against Cory Booker. And it's not for people to take sides. It's for people to begin to think. Just like DVS said, there are so many black prominent men who this is becoming a problem with. Is this something that you need to talk to your sons about? That's a whole other issue.
That's true.
Because if it is a true situation, it's something that we need to address in this community. We do not need
to start protecting
We do not need to have young men growing up thinking it's okay to touch anybody in this manner.
Well, we don't need
man, woman, chick, child, whoever it is. We don't need
witch
that.
hunt unnecessarily
Or that either.
I don't like
because
this nigga, so I'm gonna put him under the gun.
Listen,
you know what I mean?
That whole thing with Bill Cosby is still right under my skin. Like
really
I
That's
don't.
A double-edged sword.
And it's
that Me Too movement's a double-edged sword because now you got chicks.
It's a double-edged sword that cuts off the heads of black men. Let's be clear.
Let's be honest.
And until you guys in the Me Too movement recognize and galvanize in a way that it is not culturally or racially biased, your movement isn't gonna mean much. Because all you gonna be doing is putting away black men. You still got this fucktard in the White House.
That got accused, never seen a
Kavanaugh just became a Supreme Court justice. In case you don't know, you can't even be fired from that position.
And
you
he
are
got
in
accused.
that until you
And he
give
got
up or
accused.
you
He got
die.
proven with
That's
all
more-
evidence that he did it.
That's more
Get the fuck
longevity
outta here,
and
man.
more power than the president.
Get the fuck out of
So
here.
we let that happen. That happened
That
on
happened
our
for real,
watch.
for real.
That happened
For
on
real.
our watch.
But we gonna
the
sit here and
president
shoot
getting
the
in,
brothers down?
it happened on our watch. But Bill Cosby,
He
can't even
memes on IG.
and they're
like
mad
that shit
disrespectful,
funny.
but that's a whole other show.
Like
but
that shit
we
funny,
really
man.
do need to find the root of this and plug
Like
it.
that man ain't raised this fucking
Particularly
nation,
in our
man.
community. And when it comes to these allegations,
That's what all that shit happened.
NBC.
When you said he was going, come on,
When he
man,
was
get
gonna
the
buy
fuck
NBC,
out of
everything
here,
blew
man.
up. So
All of a sudden, man,
we
suck my
have to
ass,
be careful
man.
when we build these weapons because the Me Too movement is it's not just a movement, it is a weapon. It is a weapon against
sword.
people who have committed sexual assault. But again, you have to make sure that you're aiming that weapon in the right direction.
And then it also
We have
discredits
let-
the people that really did that.
Right.
Because people like myself who are mad at the ones who got away with it, that now it's hard to be biased. It's hard to be accepting for the next victim, and I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be cold and callous. But it's like, come on, man, you can't pick and choose who suffers for this crime.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then expect everybody to be accepting to the movement. Eat my ass, man. If this motherfucker ain't going to jail, but this motherfucker is, fuck all y'all, man. That's my opinion. Sorry, Mom. Yeah. But that's the truth, though. You can't say, oh, we both went in.
There's Ava Boyd regulations, though.
We both went in.
If my mama tuned into this show.
He goes home, but I go to jail.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Mom gonna kick my ass.
Yeah, she gonna fuck you up. I'm sorry. Jalapapa. I was trying what was gonna happen. Button mouth. Yeah. And I think we're good at it. So we're about to get out of here, but
I gotta find that IT guy to get my weed. So.
I thought I was gonna leave y'all with this.
I love this joint. I love you, Gina. Rest in peace, baby.
Except Cory Booker. Except Trump.
No Trump, y'all. Don't give me no Trump body.
Y'all remember the Atlanta Jam like this? From the Remember the Time video? Yeah, baby. Dang it. What's up, Renita?
You know this was Queen Latifah's house jam right here?
What?
This is her house.
My nigga.
Into my house.
And I've been watching back episodes of Star too. Listen.
Yo, he's been on the Star binge, yo. Every time I go to the crib, he didn't even watch the Star. Coming to my house.
Retired People's Behavior. Every Tuesday from 6 p.m.
Shout out to all my
until
Facebook
wherever
fans.
we finish.
Everybody that tuned in
And what's our new
today.
station name?
Appreciate it.
Right now,
International
hold on.
TV radio.
Hold on, let me pause this. SWA, we are no longer GS
We're
Radio.
not GS no more, I'm sorry.
We are now SWA
SWAT.
International.
International.
Streets with Attitude.
Streets with attitude.
This is Nigeria, comes from Nigeria. Nigeria's counterpart, D-Lo Swag, is the director of this station here.
Shout out to all my Nigerian
Shout out to
here.
SWA, Sway or SWA?
Shout out to SWAT.
SWA Radio. Shout out SWA.
SWA
Yo, guess what? It's about to go down. So we
It's
go.
going down.
Oh, we are? We both? We SWA and GS Radio. GS Radio SWA. But you know what, though? We did have fun with that, but I think we need more of this. Don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all don't know who this is. Y'all don't know what this is. I don't feel like y'all judging me today. No. Listen. How can we have peace?
Oh my God. I'm sorry, y'all, for this.
When there's none at home. Oh, this too slow for y'all?
Very.
You know what? Y'all see what I put up with? Y'all see? All for y'all. I need y'all to know that. Tamara, you back? All right, fuck it. You know what we're gonna do?
Hey,
We
Nikki.
gonna get right back to,
You better have.
and we out of here. GS Radio, North, SWA Radio.
Wait. I want to give a quick moment of silence.
Oh, we had the moment of silence. I apologize.
For my Gigi and my brother Ella and my sister Linda. Yeah, I'm gonna let that go right there. I love you.
And we out. I'll see y'all this Friday at the Elevation.
We see you Friday at Elevations.
I think it's Friday.
CLO's on
Next
Wednesday.
Friday and Saturday. Y'all know it's Elevation. And,
Cielo Wednesday. God Club Thursday. Humble next week. Humble Beginnings next week.
All my
Peace.
people on Ustream. Don't forget, if you are in Jersey, this weekend, but next weekend, come get some.
Golf Club on Thursday. Cielos in New York on Wednesday.
With DJ Kevin Hedge
DJ Kevin Hedge.
and DJ Louis Vega.
Already know
My
WBLS
brother.
people will be in the building. And I think we're going to swear this weekend, right?
The golf club.
Golf Club is Thursday.
Yeah, this weekend is Elevation.
Elevation, that's right. So we're going to be at Cielos Wednesday in New
Maybe.
York. Maybe. We're going to try to get to Cielos tomorrow in New York. Golf Club Thursday and Elevations Friday and Saturday. And on that note, I love y'all. Peace. Thanks for tuning in. You know I'm a video whore. I'll take this shit off that. I'm right there. Y'all know y'all can't.
Keep in mind, I move the Asiatic black woman hardcore beat drumming. It's hard to keep a good dance, so I keep coming. Pull the bow, I take that
Queen got this.
Still I rhyme and I civilize wisdom. I hope the lyrical display has you aroused. It's an open invitation. Come in, hey Tina. Don't make me wait. All right, y'all, we out of here. Retired People's Behavior. RPB. Every Tuesday, 6 p.m. until. We love you. Share the video. We out. Everybody in the champagne room, what a guan! I thank y'all for watching. I love you for listening. My name is DVS IMAAD. This is my brother DVS. This is RPB. We are in the champagne room on GS Radio, SWA Radio, International, baby. You don't feel me. We about to do some shit. Holla. Everybody on the Ustream, we about to get out of here. We thank y'all for watching. We love you for listening. We thank Queen Latifah for providing these beautiful sounds for us. Even they are about 30 years old, it's all good. Still sound like it just came out on that cassette. So we out of here. The house says, give me body. Don't give me body. Don't touch your body. Point you in the bedroom, push you to the floor. The who? What's that? The who dance? Shaku shaku?
Yeah, it's a Nigerian dance. Everybody's doing it. You gotta learn it.
Oh, we do gotta do that. Hell yeah. Is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
I'll freak that shit. By next Tuesday, I'm coming in here ready.
Yes.
We going out of here. And this is one of my